Good morning students, I am Anjit here. Today I am going to discuss civics first chapter, that is a union parliament. So before start this chapter, I just want to say one thing. This chapter is very important. As in civics total 3 units are there. And in first unit only a single chapter is there, that is union parliament. Means if you learn a single chapter you will get more than 13 marks. Clear? As one 10 marks question, detailed question will come, and 2 or 3 short question will come from this chapter. So please learn it properly. Now first is federal setup in India. I will tell you about federal setup. Federal setup means a federal system of government, a system of government in which administrative power divided into two hands. One is central government, another one is state government, as it is written here. In a federal system of government, all the administrative powers are divided between the central and the state government, and both are supreme with their respective spheres. Both government are supreme in their work, in their responsibility according to the constitution. So many features, so many importance written here related to federal system of government which run in India. Like first is India is a very large country. Total 28 states are there and 9 union territory. So to make it is very essential to maintain unity and integrity of India. So this system is essential. Next, a federal system is the only system suitable to a country like India, as it consists various type of people. Clear? Next is there is a division of legislature and administrative power in a union parliament as well as in state government, and none of them could violate the limitation which is imposed on them by the constitution. So this system is important. The state have been given the right to participate in the functioning of the government. Clear? As India has a bicameral legislature. A bicameral legislature is both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is there. Clear? So many features, the importance written there. Try to learn 3 or 4 points. Clear? Next I will talk you about the Union Parliament. So union legislature comprises the president, two houses of parliament. So this question will come in your 2 marks, that what does the union parliament contain? So it comprises president and the 2 houses. Which 2 houses? Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is also known as the House of People and Rajya Sabha is also known as the Council of State. Clear? Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is the House of the People. Clear? The member of the Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people of India. So they can ask question like how the member of Lok Sabha elected. So they elected member of Lok Sabha elected directly. So underline directly word. That should be there in your answer. Next, term. According to the constitution, the term of Lok Sabha is 5 years. How much term is given? 5 years. So underline 5 years. Clear? However, it can be dissolved. The 5 year, before completing 5 year, Lok Sabha can be dissolved by the president on the advice of Prime Minister. Only a president has a power to dissolve Lok Sabha before it expiry term, normal term, 5 years. Clear? Next is composition. The maximum strength of Lok Sabha as provided by the constitution is 552. So underline 552. Out of 552, 530 member, not more than 530 members shall represent the state. So 530 member represent the state, 20 member represent the union territory. Now how many left? 2 left. 530 plus 20, 550. So 2 left. So that 2 members nominated by the president from the Anglo-Indian community. Clear? So total 552 over. So out of 552, 530 represent state, 20 represent union territory, and 2 members nominated by the president from Anglo-Indian community. Clear? Now qualification. What qualification required to become a member of Lok Sabha? So number of qualifications written here. The first most is he should be an Indian citizen. So underline Indian citizen. He should be at least 25 year of age. Age limit is given 25 year should be there at least 25 years if a person want to become a member of Lok Sabha. He should have his name in the electoral roll. In a voter list, name should be there. He should not be an insolvent. Insolvent means a person able to meet the financial commitment. It should not be in debt. He should not hold any office of profit under the government. He should not be proclaimed criminal. He should not be of unsound mind. Mentally, he should be fit. Clear? So, these keywords are there. Try to underline. Indian citizen, 25 year, electoral roll, insolvent, office of profit, proclaimed criminal, and unsound mind. Clear? Now, some of the disqualification of membership written here. A person shall be disqualified for being chosen as or for being a member of parliament, member of Lok Sabha, if he hold any office of profit. As already it is written there, he should not hold any office of profit. So if he hold any office of profit under the government of India or the government of any state, but not a minister for the union or for a state, if he is of unsound mind and state so declare by a competent court. Clear? If he is unsound mind, then a person can disqualify. If he is an undischarged insolvent, so if he has not a citizen of India, he voluntarily requires citizenship of foreign. So means whatever the qualification required, if a person not fulfill that qualification, a person can be disqualified of membership. Next is vacation of seats. A seat of a member of either House of Parliament become vacant in the following situation. So when his seat vacant, take a vacancy of that seat, vacant fall. So if a member resign, first situation is that if a member resign his seat by writing to the speaker or to the chairman, as case may be, means in any case if he resign from his post, means the seat of parliament member vacant. If a member is without permission of the house, absent from all meeting for a period of 60 days, means if he absents from his meeting, his seat should fall vacant. Clear? If a member becomes subject to any of the disqualification laid down in the constitution or an act of parliament, a number of disqualification read by us in previous page. So if a member becomes subject to any of the disqualification, the person's parliament member seat fall vacant. If a person is already a member of state legislature and is elected to the parliament, he has to vacate his seat in the state legislature or vice versa. Means if he is one of the member of the state legislature, his seat should fall vacant. If a person is disqualified from being a member on ground of defection under the anti-defection law. So according to the anti-defection law, what is the meaning of anti-defection? What is this? According to anti-defection law, when a member of a house gives up the membership of his party or votes against the direction given by the party to which he belongs, means if he vote against his party members, he shall be disqualified from being a member of the house, provided there is not a split in the party with at least 1/3 of its member. Okay, so 1/3 members, if they pass their votes regarding this and anti-defection law, a person should fall seat. Clear? His seat should fall. So these are the conditions when his seat fall. Take a vacation of his seat. So next is parliamentary procedures. Some formalities which the legislature have to observe in the parliament as well in the state legislature are called parliamentary procedures. Some of them are as follow. So which type of procedures parliament's member should follow? First is session. Another one is quorum. Question hour. These are the important points. So it should come in your 2 marks. Like session, they can ask about the session. They ask about the what is quorum. They ask then what is question hour. So in 2 marks, these type of question maybe come in your paper. Okay. So see what is session. The president summons each house of parliament. Each house shall meet at least twice a year and the interval between two consecutive sessions shall be less than 6 months. So session means a period, a time period in which house members, parliament members meet. That period is known as session. So normally there are 3 sessions in a year. The budget session, February to May, means during this time period, budget session, one meeting is there. The monsoon session, July to August. The winter session, November to December. So total 3 sessions are there. Clear? So how many sessions are there in the parliament? Total 3 sessions. 3 sessions means 3 time periods are there. Next is quorum. The quorum means the minimum number of members required to be present in order to enable the house to transact its business. Clear? So the quorum of Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha is 1/10. So underline 1/10. 1/10 should be there. Clear? Quorum means minimum number of member from each house required to be present in order to enable the house to transact its business. So how much member should be there? At least 1/10 member should the total membership should be present. This means that the house cannot conduct its proceeding and cannot pass bill if 1/10 members not present in the meeting. Clear? So this is a quorum. Quorum is important. Next is question hour. Question hour means the first hour on every working day of the Lok Sabha is reserved for question hour. So first hour of Lok Sabha is required to do the to ask the questioning. So that is a question hour, first hour of each working day. First hour, underline first hour. Clear? So this hour is usually start at 11 a.m. Clear? Underline the time also, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. is known as question hour. Clear? A member of the house may ask question from the government on matter of public interest. Okay, so members, parliament members, they can ask any questions to any minister regarding the public interest, regarding any matter. Clear? So member of the right of the member to ask question from the government is known as interpellation. That procedure is known as interpellation. So they can ask that what do you mean by interpellation? So interpellation is one of the right. According to which right? According to that right, member of parliament can ask question from the government related to any public matter. Clear? So question hour, first hour of every working day. It usually start when? Start at 11 a.m. Clear? And at this hour, members are free to ask questions to government related to public interest. Clear? Next is, all questions are addressed to the chair and if admitted, the government is obliged to answer them. A member has to give 10 days notice for a question. How many days before a notice given by the members? A member has to give 10 days notice for a question. So there are 3 type of questions they can ask. One is stayed question, unstayed question and short notice question. Stayed questions are those to which a member wishes to have an oral answer. So under the stayed question, only oral answers they can give. Okay, at the time of asking question. Unstayed question are question to which answer are given in a written form. So unstayed means written form answer. Then short notice question related to a matter urgent important. Such questions are asked with a notice shorter than 10 days before short period. So minister concerned has to be asked whether he can reply to the question to a short notice. So it is for him to accept or not to accept short notice questions. So ministers are free to accept short notice question. Clear? That is a urgent importance, matter of urgent importance. So 3 type of questions are there: stayed, unstayed or short notice. Stayed oral, unstayed written, and short notice they can ask with a notice shorter than of 10 days. Clear? Clear to all of you? So first is session. Session means time period in which the meetings of parliament conducted. At least 3 are there. Normally there are 3 sessions in a year. 3 periods are there: budget, monsoon and winter. Quorum means minimum number of member required to be present in a house to transact in business. That is 1/10. Question hour, first hour usually start at 11. Clear? Next, we will talk about the 0R, type of motion, adjournment motion and non-confidence motion. Clear? So first is 0R. 0R refer to the period which begin at 12 o'clock. So don't confuse in question hour and 0R. Question hour started from 11 o'clock and 0R started begin at 12 o'clock soon after the question hour and continue till the lunch break which begin at 1 o'clock. So 1 hour. During the 0R, member raise all type of question. They are free to raise any question without any permission or any prior notice. For asking the during is it there here? No? In question hour, we can they have to ministers have to give prior notice 10 days before they have to tell to the government that these type of question we are going to ask. Yeah? But in the 0R, they are free to ask any question without any permission or prior notice. Clear? The presiding officer control the house when faced with heated discussion, charges, counter charges and constant interruption by the member. Presiding officer over speaker. Clear? So speaker is known as presiding officer. So he is the one who maintain discipline during 0R. Next is type of motion. A motion is a formal proposal made by a member stating that the House should take up some particular matter which is of public importance. So with the help of motion, the member draw attention to the government to take suitable action on a particular matter. Clear?